So succession management is really an important piece about driving the future plans for your business and how it's going to look. Whether that's your position as the owner, manager, CEO, or the other positions, direct reports that are working for you today. So one thing I've often found with teams that I'm working with is the tendency to gravitate towards a successor being very similar to the person that's in that spot today, because we kind of know that that works. But if we break it down and think through a couple of these different points, the successor that we have for our position or maybe someone else's position might be completely or look completely different from who that person is in that spot today. So it's an interesting way for us to take a step back, think through who that successor may be and what's the critical pieces that we've got to think through to make sure that's the right person for that spot. So the first one is to think about what those future needs are going to be for that role, not just today's. If we're looking at succession management in kind of the proper format and structure system for that, we're thinking 2 to 3 years out, maybe even 5 years out. So when we start looking at the ready now, 1 to 2 years, 3 to 5 years, the 3 to 5 year people in those categories, we might have a very different way of viewing what's going to be required for that role. So it's an important piece for us to think about what are the requirements and what are the needs going to be for someone in that role. The skills and talents today are probably going to be very, very similar, but there could be some technical pieces or some scale sizes that are going to be important for that person to be able to take up. The second piece is really to distinguish between readiness and potential. Now, if we're doing succession management and we are talking about the ready now box, that's a little different. The vast majority of our conversation around succession planning is really that 1 to 2 year out, 3 to 5 year out. And those ones, we're talking about potential, not what they can do today. Today's important, but when we look at are they capable, do they have the potential to get to where we want them to get to? And then what can we be doing to put them into the situations that's going to grow them in the capabilities and skill sets that we would like them to have for that current role, or for that role that we're talking about inside of the succession mapping. So really being able to think about their capability, what we've seen them do today, but also what we've seen them learn how to do today to get that capability, and that's going to give us an idea of their potential. And the third thing is to use a variety of different tools available to us and not just our gut. Our gut is important. If all the tools say one thing but our gut says something different, we need to listen to everything, right? It's very, very important. But in the same respect, we don't want to just go by our gut. Let's use the tools available. So they more than likely have some kind of performance reviews. So let's dig into those and look at them to see what they've been able to achieve, and also how they've actually worked the process. If we're asking them for feedback in the process, which we should be for their performance review, let's read it in depth to really understand if they're embracing this process or just pencil whipping. Leadership 360s. I've got great tools that I use for many businesses on diving into those 360s and really giving us a good idea about what the potential is for individuals. And then leadership assessments, capabilities for leaders. There's plenty of those out there, as well as I've got my own that I use for the businesses that I work with. So using these multiple different tools gives us a nice rounded up picture of that individual. So in a nutshell, the succession mapping process is not about just getting things comfortable or doing the status quo. It's about foolproofing your leadership for the future. How do we build and map the best future situation that we can put together? If you'd like more information about succession mapping and digging into that with your business, reach out to me at the ActionHTX.com, and happy to sit down and talk through some ideas. I'm Andrew Buchan, your Business Accelerator.